So I'm Jacob. I'm going to be a junior. I'm in Paul College, ISBA option. So I guess for the non-Paul people, that's information systems and business analytics. So I'm from Andover, Mass. And I interned for Brickleaf Properties, which is a multifamily real estate investment firm. And its subsidiary company, property management company, Blue Door Living. And they're out of Manchester, New Hampshire. I took on a sales, marketing, and operations role. I did a lot of odd, small jobs for them too. So first, Brickleaf. I said multifamily real estate investment firm. Basically, what they do is buy up small apartment buildings in southern New Hampshire, Mass, Florida, Central Florida, Arkansas, and Tennessee, and essentially rent them out to tenants and make money that way. It's a whole investment strategy that I don't have time to get into, but very interesting. So it's just one employee, this guy Axel Ragnarsson, and he's actually a UNH grad. But Brickleaf, or Axel, has a $7 million portfolio. So all of his properties together are worth about $7 million, and he's done $20 million in transactions. So my role for him was just prospecting for deals in Florida. So I was looking for apartment buildings that Axel might be interested in buying in Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, and St. Petersburg. And I also, for him, I implemented a giftology campaign. There's this concept that Axel put me onto called giftology, where essentially you try to give personalized gifts to people in your business network in order to nurture better relationships with them, with the goal of making more profitable interactions with them. And then for Blue Door, so they're a third-party property management company. So one of the things they do is they actually manage all of Axel's properties in Manchester. And they also manage other investors' properties in Manchester and also throughout southern New Hampshire, so Concord and Nashua, a couple other towns. And they've got about 120 units or apartments under management and the equivalent of 5 full-time employees. So Ryan Weiss, who I worked under, and then 2 full-time maintenance technicians, a part-time maintenance technician, and actually a virtual assistant who lives in Argentina, and she works as an administrative assistant for Blue Door. So for Ryan, I did cold outreach. So I went on places like Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist, and I messaged property owners to see if they'd be interested in hiring our property management services. I also produce a whole lot of social media content, and I researched and implemented a direct mail campaign. So if you get postcards and letters in the mail from all sorts of different companies advertising their services, that's essentially what I put together for Blue Door. It's a lot of work, and I'm just finishing it up now. And I also did a lot of work sourcing contractors for different properties that we had under management. So for example, one property needed a new deck. That's just one example. And I did a whole bunch of research on other stuff like business credit cards and things related to small businesses. So my takeaways would be that startup entrepreneurs, as I'm sure other people have already said, but entrepreneurs face every aspect of business simultaneously. So sales, the marketing, the operations, the human resources, everything at once. And then I also learned that you have to make decisions, and oftentimes they can't be perfect. You just have to make a decision in order to proceed. Otherwise, you're just going to get stuck and go nowhere. And then success, this is what I learned, especially from Ryan, working closely with him. Success requires hard, smart, and especially consistent work. So Ryan's there chugging away every day, 8 to 6. It's pretty crazy, very motivating for myself as well. And then personally, I learned that I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I want to pursue a career that will let me work on my own terms and give me flexibility. And also, real estate investing is a career path that will allow you to do that. But I also learned that it's all your fault, and I mean that in a good way. If you take responsibility for everything that you can control in your life, you'll find that it's very freeing, and you're able to address everything that you're unhappy about and try to improve it. So recognizing that everything is, quote, your fault is an important thing. And then a high point or a low point we're just struggling with productivity. Sometimes 9 to 5, work days can get really tiring. And then the high point would definitely be completing all the social media content I planned in the direct mail campaign. So future applications, of course, now I'm thinking about doing a finance option, the real estate track within Paul. Also thinking about, going up on my own real estate investing career, doing something like Axel's doing, and pursuing my own entrepreneurial endeavors like Ryan is. He started this business with Axel and another guy as partners. So I'm thinking of doing something like that myself. So thanks to the Patton Family Foundation, all the donors, and especially Ryan and Axel for giving me an awesome opportunity. Definitely life-changing. So, any questions though? Sure.
Could you tell me a bit more about how you would vet and sort of rate the properties you were looking at in Florida?
Say that again. How would you
go about sort of vetting properties?
Like putting a value on them for an offer price? Right. Is that what you mean?
I mean, your job was essentially to determine which ones were worth investing in.
Right.
What was your criteria?
So I was looking at mainly duplexes, 3-unit properties, townhouses in, as I said, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, St. Petersburg. And I was looking for ones that were on the nicer end. It's hard to, simplify it down in just a few words, but essentially our offer price would be based on how many apartment units the property had, and just comps or comparable properties in the area. So you would look at recent sales in that market and determine, okay, so you're looking at a duplex, let's say Fort Lauderdale in this neighborhood. Look at all the other duplexes in that area. What did they sell for? If any sold recently, what did they sell for? So, it's complicated, but that's kind of the gist, yeah.
Did you use any pieces of software to help you go about that process?
Actually, not so much software, but Redfin, the website Redfin. And I didn't do a whole ton of really serious underwriting, financial underwriting, which is what what you would really do to determine an offer price. But there's definitely, just Excel would work for that. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sure.
With respect to your social media campaigns, can you talk a little bit about the metrics you used to decide what was working and not working, and how what you were looking for out of the campaign?
Sure. So I produce social media content for Blue Door, and not so much for Axel. So really what we were trying to do with the social media campaign was provide valuable content to potential clients, actually. So a lot of times we were looking to bring on as clients current landlords who are just self-managing their properties. So we were trying to provide value by giving them tips on how to manage their own properties, which kind of sounds counterintuitive because we're trying to sell our services doing those kinds of things to them. But we're just trying to provide interesting content, valuable content to those types of people. And I realized that, especially with some of the different pages that Ryan follows and they follow our account, there's really especially on Instagram, there's a huge kind of following around real estate, investing, and entrepreneurship and personal finance. So it's a perfect kind of area to work in. So.
Thanks, Jacob.
Yeah, thank you.